Have you ever wondered what happens when you reach your 60s? Will you still be able to rely on your family? Or will you find yourself needing to rely more on yourself? Imagine you've spent decades working hard, building relationships, and taking care of others. But as time goes on, the reality is, you can't always expect your family to be there in the way you want or need them to. So, what do you do then? How do you ensure that your later years are full of peace and happiness without burdening anyone else? These questions are more important than ever, and today, we're going to explore why relying on yourself is the key to a fulfilling life after 60. The truth is, there's a way to approach the later years of life with confidence and independence. You don't need to be dependent on your children or family members. Instead, by building a solid foundation of 5 key pillars, you can secure your peace of mind, your health, and your future. The best part? These pillars come from ancient wisdom that still holds true today. But before we dive into these 5 powerful pillars, I want to ask you a question. How often do we hear about the challenges people face after they stop working or reach retirement age? Are you ready to face those challenges head-on with strength and wisdom? Stay with us, and let's explore the answers to these questions that can change the way you live your life after 60. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, where we discuss insights, practical advice, and timeless wisdom for a better life. If you find value in what you hear today, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% of people subscribe. So please, take a moment and hit that subscribe button now. It helps us bring more valuable content like this to you every day. Now, let's explore the 5 pillars that will help you stay self-reliant and secure, even when you're no longer dependent on your family for support. Stay tuned. Pillar 1. Financial stability, your first line of defense. As a Zen master, I often speak of balance and inner peace. But before we talk about the mind, let's first discuss a very practical pillar, financial stability. It is the foundation on which your peace of mind can be built. Without financial stability, it's easy to fall into stress, worry, and dependence on others. If you want to live freely and independently after your 60s, then financial stability is your first and most important line of defense. Let me ask you, how often do we see people, after their working years, struggling because they didn't plan ahead? Imagine living in your later years with the constant anxiety of not having enough money. You have worked hard all your life, but without proper financial planning, even the simplest joys of life can become burdensome. The idea is simple. If you are financially stable, you can focus on what truly matters: your health, your relationships, your spiritual growth. Without it, you may find yourself stressed, asking others for help, or depending on family. Understanding financial stability. Now, what does financial stability look like for someone over 60? It doesn't mean being a millionaire or living in luxury. It means having enough to meet your needs comfortably without worrying about running out of money. It's about having enough to live on your terms without needing to rely on others for support. One of the most important things you can do, especially in your 60s, is to create multiple streams of income. This doesn't have to be complicated. Think about small side businesses or investments that generate passive income. Even something simple like renting out an extra room in your house can provide you with consistent income. Having money saved up in emergency funds is also crucial. Life is unpredictable, and as you get older, unexpected expenses are likely to arise. Whether it's a medical emergency, home repairs, or an unexpected bill, knowing you have an emergency fund to rely on will give you a sense of control and peace. It's better to prepare for the unexpected than to be caught off guard. Building financial independence. Let's talk about financial independence, a concept that many people neglect in their earlier years but becomes very important after 60. Financial independence means having enough assets and income to support your lifestyle without needing to rely on anyone else. It allows you to live on your own terms without having to worry about the whims of the job market, family obligations, or changing circumstances. How do you achieve this independence? Start by making smart financial decisions now, in your 50s and 60s, so that you can enjoy a peaceful and fulfilling retirement. It's never too late to start saving and investing. Think about building a diverse investment portfolio. This could include stocks, bonds, real estate, and other assets that generate passive income over time. And the key is patience. Let your investments grow over time and provide for you in the future. Another important aspect of financial stability is living within your means. It's tempting to live beyond your means, especially when you feel like you've worked hard for years and deserve to enjoy life. However, living within your means doesn't mean depriving yourself. It means being mindful of your spending, understanding your financial situation, and making conscious choices about where your money goes. This also means downshifting your lifestyle if necessary. Many people in their 60s find themselves still living in large homes, holding on to expensive hobbies, or keeping up with a lifestyle they can no longer afford. Financial stability often requires simplifying your life and getting rid of unnecessary expenses. Perhaps you don't need a large house anymore. Maybe you can downsize and use the extra money for more meaningful pursuits. This might involve cutting back on unnecessary luxuries or finding ways to save on everyday expenses. The role of health in financial stability. One of the most important things to understand is that your health directly impacts your financial stability. Healthcare costs can quickly drain your savings if you're not careful. Chronic illnesses or long-term care can be expensive, and without the right kind of health insurance or savings set aside for these emergencies, your financial independence can slip away. That's why taking care of your health is so crucial. Healthy living, through proper diet, exercise, and mindfulness, can help reduce the chances of needing costly medical care later in life. This is why financial stability and health stability go hand in hand. The more you invest in your health now, the less you'll need to spend on healthcare in the future. Creating a financial plan. To maintain financial stability, it's important to have a clear financial plan. A plan gives you direction and keeps you on track. It doesn't need to be complicated, but it should be thorough. A good financial plan covers income. How much money do you need to cover your daily expenses? This includes everything from groceries to utilities, and even your entertainment. Savings. How much do you need to save to maintain your lifestyle, and where are you saving? Do you have a retirement fund? Are you investing for the future? Investments. What investments are generating income for you? Do you have any rental properties, dividend stocks, or other investments? Debt management. If you have any debt, how are you managing it? It's crucial to pay down any high-interest debt to reduce your financial burdens. Start by looking at your income, expenses, savings, and any debts. Figure out where your money is going and how you can make small changes to improve your financial situation. Every step you take toward financial independence brings you closer to peace and freedom. Peace through financial security. When you have financial stability, it's easier to experience peace of mind. You don't need to worry about paying bills or asking others for financial support. You can live on your terms, whether that means traveling, spending time with loved ones, or focusing on your health. This peace of mind is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Financial stability also brings freedom. Freedom to make decisions without worrying about money. Freedom to do what you love without the burden of financial stress. Freedom to enjoy your 60s and beyond with joy and confidence, knowing that you have a solid foundation to support you. In Zen teachings, we often speak about letting go of attachments. One of the biggest attachments many people have is to money. But true freedom comes when you learn to detach from the constant need for more and focus instead on securing enough for your needs. With financial stability, you can release the attachment to worry about the future and embrace the present moment, knowing that you have done the work to protect your future. Taking action. The most important thing you can do now is take action. Start making small changes in your financial life today. If you haven't been saving, start putting away a portion of your income. If you haven't been investing, look into simple options like mutual funds or stocks. The key is to begin, no matter how small the step. Each small decision you make today adds up over time and brings you closer to the financial security you desire. Financial stability is not just about money. It's about creating a life where you are in control. It's about having the freedom to choose your path and make decisions based on your own needs and desires. With the right approach to finances, you can experience a life filled with independence, peace, and the ability to enjoy your later years to the fullest. Remember, your financial future is in your hands. Take the time now to plan, save, and invest for a life of security and freedom. When you build financial stability, you lay the foundation for a fulfilling, worry-free life. Pillar 2. Health and well-being, the true wealth. As we grow older, the one thing we all realize is that health is everything. Without good health, no matter how much money we have or how many friends we keep, life becomes very difficult. It's something we often take for granted when we are younger, but once we start aging, we understand that the real wealth is our health. Many of us spend our younger years chasing after success, building careers, earning money, and taking care of responsibilities. But when we reach our 60s, we start to understand a powerful truth. Without health, none of those things matter as much. The real luxury in life is being able to wake up every day feeling strong, active, and ready to take on whatever comes our way. That's why taking care of your health is not just an option. It's the foundation of your happiness and well-being. Imagine this for a moment. You're in your 60s, you've retired, and you now have all the time you need to enjoy life. But if your health is poor, what do you have? Without energy, without the ability to walk, move, or even breathe properly, everything becomes a struggle. The good news is that you don't have to wait until health problems arise to start taking care of your body. It's about building healthy habits now so that you can enjoy your later years with energy and vitality. How to keep your health in balance? Let's start with the basics. Good health begins with a healthy body, and that requires regular exercise. Now, you don't need to run marathons or go to the gym every day, but making small, consistent efforts can have a big impact on your overall health. Walking, yoga, tai chi, or swimming are all excellent ways to keep your body moving. These activities not only improve your physical strength, but also help reduce stress and anxiety, which is especially important as we get older. One of the key principles of Buddhism that can help you in this area is mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being present in the moment and becoming aware of your body's needs. When you practice mindfulness, you can notice small changes in your body before they turn into big problems. For example, you might feel a slight discomfort in your knees while walking or notice that your breath isn't as deep as it should be. Being mindful of these things allows you to take action early, preventing bigger issues down the road. Additionally, paying attention to your diet is crucial. As we age, our bodies require different nutrients than they did when we were younger. Eating a balanced diet filled with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins will keep your body nourished and strong. Avoiding processed foods and excess sugar can help prevent health problems like high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. You don't have to make huge changes overnight. Start by adding more plant-based foods to your meals and reducing unhealthy snacks. But health isn't just about the body. It's also about the mind. The mind and body are deeply connected, and mental health is just as important as physical health. In fact, poor mental health can lead to physical illness, and physical illness can negatively impact your mental well-being. It's a cycle that can be hard to break, which is why it's essential to focus on both mental health and stress management. As we age, stress becomes a bigger challenge. There are many things that can cause stress in later life: the loss of loved ones, financial worries, health concerns, or the uncertainty of the future. But here's the thing: stress is not something that happens to us. It's something we create in our minds. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises from attachment and desire, and much of the stress we feel in life comes from these attachments. We become attached to outcomes, to people, to how we think life should be, and when things don't go as expected, we feel stressed. One of the best ways to combat stress is by practicing meditation. Meditation isn't just for monks in monasteries. It's a tool for anyone who wants to improve their mental health. When you meditate, you're training your mind to focus and to let go of unnecessary thoughts. You're learning to live in the present moment without worrying about the past or the future. It's a powerful tool that helps you remain calm, grounded, and resilient, no matter what life throws at you. Mindfulness meditation, in particular, is perfect for older adults. It helps reduce anxiety, improves focus, and increases emotional well-being. Even just 10 minutes a day can have a positive effect on your mood and stress levels. Plus, meditation can also improve your sleep. And we all know how important a good night's rest is for our health. Another way to keep your mind healthy is through social connections. While we're focusing on self-reliance, it doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world. In fact, having strong relationships and a supportive network of friends and family is vital for mental health. Studies have shown that people with good social connections tend to live longer, healthier lives. So, make it a priority to stay connected with loved ones, join a community group, or take up a hobby that allows you to meet new people. The role of spiritual health. Now, let's talk about spiritual health. In Buddhism, the body and mind are seen as interconnected parts of a whole, and spiritual health plays an important role in overall well-being. As we get older, we start to think more about the meaning of life, our purpose, and what happens after we pass away. This natural reflection can lead to feelings of uncertainty or anxiety, but it can also be a time of growth and peace. Buddhism teaches that we are all interconnected, and that the purpose of life is to achieve inner peace and enlightenment. This doesn't mean you have to become a Buddhist monk or follow a strict religious path. It simply means that you should focus on finding peace within yourself, letting go of attachments to material things, and embracing the present moment. One way to nurture your spiritual health is by practicing gratitude. Every day, take a moment to reflect on what you are grateful for: your health, your family, your home, or even the simple beauty of nature. Gratitude has been shown to increase happiness, reduce stress, and improve overall well-being. Another key aspect of spiritual health is forgiveness. As we get older, it's easy to hold on to grudges or past mistakes. But carrying this emotional baggage can be harmful to your health. Learning to forgive, not just others, but also yourself, is a powerful way to release negative emotions and bring peace into your life. The key takeaways. In the end, the second pillar of health and well-being is not just about taking care of your body, but also your mind and spirit. When you focus on maintaining a healthy lifestyle, managing stress, and nurturing your relationships and spirituality, you create a strong foundation for the future. It's not about waiting for a health crisis to happen and then reacting. It's about being proactive, taking small steps every day, and investing in your health now so that you can enjoy your later years with vitality, peace, and strength. As we age, it becomes even more important to take responsibility for our health. No one else can do it for us. Family may not always be available, and doctors can only do so much. The true power lies in our hands. So, take care of your body, mind, and spirit today, and you'll be better prepared to enjoy the best years of your life. Pillar 3. Emotional independence, cultivating inner peace. As we move through life, we encounter challenges and obstacles that can leave us feeling frustrated, sad, or even angry. These emotions are natural, but what matters most is how we handle them. After 60, emotional independence becomes one of the most important pillars for a peaceful and fulfilling life. It is the ability to remain calm and balanced no matter what happens around you. It's about finding peace within yourself, regardless of external circumstances. Emotional independence doesn't mean you never feel anything. It doesn't mean ignoring your emotions or pretending that everything is always fine. No, it's about acknowledging and understanding your feelings without letting them control your actions. It's about developing a sense of inner strength that allows you to handle life's ups and downs with grace. The idea of emotional independence might seem difficult, especially when we are used to relying on others for comfort or support. But just like physical strength, emotional strength can be built with practice. This is where wisdom, particularly the wisdom of Buddhism, can help. Buddhism teaches that we are not our emotions. We are the awareness that observes them. When we are able to step back and recognize that our emotions are just passing thoughts and sensations, we can avoid being swept away by them. Imagine being able to watch your anger or sadness rise up, but not letting it define you. It's like standing by the side of a river and watching the water flow by without jumping in. This ability to observe and detach from emotions comes from mindfulness, a key practice in Buddhism. Mindfulness teaches us to be fully present in the moment and to become aware of our thoughts and feelings without judgment. By practicing mindfulness regularly, we start to gain more control over our emotional reactions. We can choose to respond calmly to stressful situations instead of reacting impulsively or getting overwhelmed by negative emotions. In the context of life after 60, emotional independence means not depending on others to make you feel happy or secure. It means being able to find joy in the simple moments, whether it's a quiet cup of tea in the morning or a walk in nature. It's about developing the ability to sit with yourself and enjoy your own company without needing constant validation or reassurance from others. This doesn't mean that you should shut yourself off from others. Connection is important for all of us, but emotional independence is about finding your own sense of peace and contentment, regardless of whether others are there to provide it for you. It's the strength to handle life's changes, from the loss of loved ones to health challenges, without losing your sense of self. The Buddha often spoke of the concept of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean not caring or being cold. It means not becoming overly attached to things or people. This attachment, especially in later life, can lead to suffering. We may become attached to our children, our possessions, or even our health, and when these things change, we experience pain. By practicing detachment, we learn to let go of these attachments without feeling like we're losing something essential. We learn to accept change and impermanence as part of life. One of the most important aspects of emotional independence is forgiveness. Holding on to anger, resentment, or regret can weigh heavily on our hearts, especially as we get older. We may hold grudges against people who have hurt us or feel bitter about decisions we've made in the past. But these emotions only tie us down and prevent us from experiencing peace. Buddhism teaches that forgiveness is not for the other person. It is for you. Letting go of old wounds and forgiving yourself and others frees you from the burden of negative emotions. It allows you to live in the present, fully appreciating the moments you have, without being haunted by the past. Building emotional independence also involves developing resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks. Life after 60 often involves significant transitions, such as retirement, the loss of loved ones, or changes in physical health. These transitions can be tough, but they are also opportunities for growth. Resilience is about facing these challenges with a positive attitude, finding meaning in them, and learning from the experience. It's about embracing the changes and uncertainties of life without losing your inner peace. In practice, emotional independence can look like many different things. It might mean taking time for yourself each day to meditate or reflect on your thoughts. It might involve setting healthy boundaries with others so that you don't become overwhelmed by their needs or expectations. It could also mean learning to say no when you need to, without feeling guilty or selfish. All of these actions help you maintain control over your emotions and your life, even as the world around you changes. There are also simple activities that can help you build emotional strength. Journaling, for example, can be a powerful tool for self-reflection. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you process emotions and gain clarity about what's truly important to you. It's a way to release negative emotions in a healthy way, rather than letting them fester inside. Another practice that can strengthen emotional independence is gratitude. By focusing on the positive aspects of your life, you shift your mindset away from what you lack or what's going wrong. Gratitude helps you appreciate the present moment, no matter how simple it may seem. It's a way of training your mind to focus on the good, even when times are tough. As you move through life, it's important to remember that emotional independence doesn't mean isolating yourself or rejecting help from others. It means building the inner resources that allow you to handle whatever comes your way. It's about creating a strong emotional foundation that doesn't depend on others to stay steady. In the end, emotional independence is about mastering your own emotional world. It's about knowing yourself deeply, being in control of your feelings, and accepting whatever life brings with an open heart. By doing this, you not only make your own life easier and more fulfilling, but you also inspire those around you. When you are emotionally independent, you become a source of strength for others, rather than relying on them to provide that strength for you. So, as you move forward in your 60s and beyond, remember that cultivating emotional independence is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. It frees you from the emotional ups and downs of life and helps you create a more peaceful, balanced existence. It's a lifelong practice, but with each step, you will find that you are better equipped to handle whatever comes your way, calm, centered, and at peace with yourself. Pillar 4. Social connections, building a supportive community. As we grow older, our needs and desires change. It's no longer about accumulating wealth or climbing the career ladder. It's about finding a sense of belonging, understanding, and emotional well-being. One of the most vital aspects of this is building and nurturing social connections. Social ties not only provide us with joy and laughter, but also play a crucial role in our physical and mental health, especially as we age. When we talk about building social connections, we're not talking about just any kind of relationship. It's about surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, who share similar values and interests, and who make your life more meaningful. But how can we ensure that these connections remain strong and fulfilling as we enter our 60s and beyond? First, let's think about the importance of community. A community isn't just a group of people who live near you or work with you. It's a network of relationships that provide support, understanding, and care. In Buddhism, the concept of Sangha refers to the community of practitioners who support each other on their spiritual journeys. In a similar way, having a close-knit group of friends, neighbors, or fellow retirees who share your interests, passions, and values can make a world of difference. The benefits of strong social connections. Research consistently shows that people with strong social ties live longer, healthier lives. Social connections help reduce stress, improve mental health, and lower the risk of chronic diseases. As we get older, our physical strength may diminish, but the power of social bonds can make up for that. Whether it's having a friend to talk to, joining a group that shares your hobby, or participating in community events, these connections are a source of emotional and mental support. For example, let's think of a simple scenario. Imagine you've just gone through a difficult time, perhaps a health scare or a loss. The people around you, friends, family, or a support group, can offer comfort, advice, and even help you through the most challenging moments. They remind you that you're not alone, that there are people who care about you and are there to help you find your way back to peace. These moments of connection are what help us get through tough times, and they are just as essential to our well-being as good food or exercise. Building meaningful relationships. The key to successful social connections is not quantity but quality. It's about having a few solid, trustworthy people around you who genuinely care about you and who you can depend on. It's better to have a small circle of true friends than a large group of acquaintances who don't provide real support. As we age, our circle of friends and acquaintances may shrink naturally, and that's okay. What matters is that we focus on nurturing relationships that bring positivity into our lives. Take the time to check in with the people who matter most. It could be a phone call, a lunch date, or just a simple message to say, "I'm thinking of you." These small acts go a long way in maintaining and deepening relationships. It's also important to stay open to new connections. Even as we age, we can make new friends. Consider joining local groups or activities that interest you. Whether it's a hobby, a fitness class, or a volunteer organization, these places are great for meeting like-minded individuals. You never know when you might meet someone who will become a close friend, someone who can enrich your life in unexpected ways. The power of giving back. One of the most fulfilling ways to build social connections is through giving back. Volunteering not only allows you to contribute to your community, but also helps you connect with others who share your desire to make a difference. Helping others brings a sense of purpose and belonging, two critical elements of a happy and meaningful life. Volunteering doesn't have to be a huge commitment. It could be something as simple as helping at a local food bank, assisting with a charity event, or spending time with those who need companionship. When we focus on giving, we not only improve the lives of others, but we also enrich our own. Buddhism and social connections. In Buddhism, social connections are seen as vital to one's spiritual journey. The teachings of the Buddha emphasize the importance of metta, which is loving kindness, and karuna, which is compassion. These principles guide us in how we interact with others, creating bonds that are grounded in love, care, and mutual respect. When we practice metta, we don't just focus on our immediate family or friends. We extend that love to the wider community, even to strangers. This kind of unconditional love helps us build social ties that are not only deep but also transformative. In fact, building a community based on shared values of kindness, generosity, and mutual respect can lead to stronger, more fulfilling connections that enrich our lives at any age. Creating supportive spaces. As we age, it's also important to create supportive spaces where we can feel at ease. This might be within your home or in the wider community. Creating a space where you feel welcomed, accepted, and safe is essential for your emotional well-being. In your own home, this might mean creating a space for relaxation and reflection, a place where you can invite friends or family members for meaningful conversations or just enjoy quiet moments. The environment you create around yourself can significantly impact the quality of your relationships. In your community, look for places where people are kind, inclusive, and welcoming. Whether it's a local coffee shop, a park, or a community center, Being in a space that encourages connection and interaction makes it easier to build the kind of relationships that support your well-being. Handling loneliness in the later years. Loneliness is one of the most common struggles in later life, but it doesn't have to be an inevitable part of aging. The key is to actively seek out connections and opportunities to engage with others. Join groups, take classes, or volunteer for causes that you care about. It's important to remember that loneliness can be overcome by taking the initiative to connect with others. Even if you're physically far from family or friends, technology can help bridge that gap. Video calls, social media, and messaging apps allow us to maintain relationships even if we can't be there in person. While nothing can replace the warmth of a face-to-face conversation, these tools can help you stay connected with loved ones and even form new relationships online. Strengthening your social health. Social connections are a pillar that supports not only your emotional well-being, but also your physical health. Research has shown that people who maintain strong social networks have lower levels of stress, better heart health, and a stronger immune system. So, while you may think of physical exercise as the key to a long and healthy life, the truth is that a robust social life plays just as critical a role. Maintaining relationships with a diverse group of people also keeps your mind sharp. Engaging in conversations, sharing ideas, and learning from others helps stimulate your brain and can reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Social engagement challenges your thinking, broadens your perspectives, and keeps your life interesting. Final thoughts on social connections. In the end, the relationships you build and nurture in your later years are what will sustain you through the challenges that life inevitably brings. As we've seen, social connections are not just about filling time or having someone to talk to. They are about creating a network of people who support you, challenge you, and help you grow. Remember, it's not the number of people around you that matters. It's the quality of your connections. Focus on the people who bring you joy, comfort, and love. Whether it's family, friends, or even new acquaintances, building a community of support is essential to a fulfilling life after 60. By focusing on meaningful relationships, practicing kindness, and actively seeking opportunities to connect, you can create a foundation of social ties that will provide you with the strength, resilience, and happiness needed for the years ahead. Pillar 5. Lifelong learning, the key to mental agility. As we journey through life, one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves, especially as we grow older, is the habit of lifelong learning. It is so easy to believe that after a certain age, learning becomes less important or even irrelevant. But in reality, the opposite is true. The ability to continue learning, adapting, and growing is one of the most powerful ways to ensure we remain mentally agile, fulfilled, and independent, no matter how old we are. Learning doesn't only mean taking formal courses or reading textbooks. It can be as simple as picking up a new hobby, mastering a new skill, or even diving deeper into something you've always enjoyed. The important thing is to keep your mind active and curious. As you grow older, your brain needs the stimulation to remain sharp. Just like how we exercise our muscles to stay physically fit, we must challenge our minds to stay mentally fit. In Buddhism, there is a concept known as the beginner's mind, or Shoshin. It's the idea of approaching life with openness, eagerness, and a lack of preconceptions, as though seeing everything for the first time. When we cultivate this mindset, we open ourselves to learning from every experience and every person we meet, regardless of our age. It's not about accumulating knowledge for the sake of it, but about staying present and engaged with the world around us. So, how can we incorporate lifelong learning into our lives, especially after 60? Let's break it down into some simple steps. 1. Embrace curiosity. One of the most important qualities to nurture in our later years is curiosity. It's natural to become comfortable with the familiar, but a curious mind is a powerful one. Ask yourself, what have I always wanted to learn but never had the time for? It could be anything, from learning a new language, picking up an instrument, to understanding a new technology. When you approach the world with curiosity, every day becomes an opportunity for discovery. Curiosity encourages you to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and stay engaged with the world around you. 2. Take up new hobbies. Hobbies are a wonderful way to keep your mind active and your spirits high. After 60, you may find that you have more free time, and this is the perfect opportunity to explore new interests. Whether it's painting, gardening, knitting, or even learning to cook new dishes. Hobbies give you the chance to be creative and experience joy. These activities not only keep your mind engaged, but also bring a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction, which is vital for mental well-being. The beauty of hobbies is that they don't have to be complex or demanding. The key is to find something that sparks your interest and brings you happiness. It could be something small, like solving puzzles or reading a novel, or something more adventurous, like traveling to new places or learning how to dance. What matters is that you are keeping your mind and heart active. 3. Develop technological skills. In today's world, technology evolves rapidly, and it can sometimes feel overwhelming, especially if you didn't grow up with it. However, the digital world offers countless opportunities for learning and growth. You don't need to become an expert in coding or social media to benefit from technology. Simply learning how to use a smartphone or exploring online courses can open up new avenues for learning. Start with small steps. Learn how to use video calling apps to connect with family and friends. Explore online platforms like YouTube or Coursera, where you can access free educational content on just about anything. As you gain confidence, you'll begin to see technology as a tool that enhances your life rather than something to be afraid of. 4. Read regularly. Reading is one of the most accessible and rewarding ways to continue learning. Whether you enjoy novels, biographies, or self-improvement books, reading provides a wealth of knowledge and perspective. It challenges your thinking, enhances your vocabulary, and helps you stay informed about the world around you. Set aside a little time each day to read. It doesn't have to be hours at a time. Even 20 minutes a day can make a big difference in keeping your mind sharp. If you're unsure where to start, think about subjects that have always fascinated you, but that you never had the time to explore. There are countless resources available, from physical books to audiobooks and ebooks, so you can choose what works best for you. 5. Learn from others. One of the most beautiful aspects of lifelong learning is the opportunity to learn from other people. It could be a family member, a neighbor, or a stranger you meet at the park. Every person you encounter has a unique perspective and a different life story. By listening to others and asking questions, you not only gain valuable insights, but also enrich your own experiences. In Buddhist teachings, there is a deep respect for the wisdom of others, particularly elders. Whether you realize it or not, you have an incredible amount of knowledge and experience to share with others, and in doing so, you can also learn from them. The exchange of wisdom between people is a powerful tool for personal growth. 6. Stay mentally challenged. Mental exercises are crucial in maintaining mental agility as we age. Activities like crossword puzzles, Sudoku, memory games, or even learning chess or strategy games can stimulate your brain and keep it sharp. These games are not only fun, but also improve cognitive functions such as problem-solving, memory, and concentration. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. The goal isn't to be perfect, but to keep learning, growing, and improving. When you face challenges, your brain forms new connections, helping you maintain mental clarity and flexibility. The more you challenge your brain, the better you'll be at adapting to new situations and solving problems. 7. Meditation and mindfulness. Another key aspect of lifelong learning is the practice of meditation and mindfulness. Buddhism places great importance on being present in the moment and cultivating a calm and clear mind. Meditation helps quiet the noise in our minds, allowing us to focus on what is truly important. It also helps us become more aware of our thoughts and emotions, leading to a greater understanding of ourselves. Even if you've never meditated before, you can start with simple breathing exercises. Begin with just 5 minutes a day and gradually increase the time as you become more comfortable. The practice of mindfulness helps you approach life with a sense of calm and clarity, which is invaluable as you navigate the challenges that come with aging. 8. Be open to change. As we age, change is inevitable, but instead of resisting it, try to embrace it as part of the learning process. Life after 60 is a time of transformation. You may find that your interests change, or that you feel drawn to new experiences. Embrace these changes with an open heart and mind, knowing that they are opportunities for growth and learning. Buddhism teaches us that change is a natural part of life, and by accepting it, we can find peace. By remaining open to new ideas and experiences, we keep our minds flexible and adaptable. This helps us move through life with a sense of ease, rather than struggle against the inevitable changes that come our way. 9. Seek meaningful experiences. Learning doesn't always happen in a classroom or through formal study. Sometimes, the most meaningful lessons come from the experiences we have in our everyday lives. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, volunteering, or exploring new places, these experiences offer invaluable lessons that help us grow and evolve. Seek out experiences that challenge you in meaningful ways. Travel, even if it's just to a nearby town or a new part of your city. Volunteer for a cause that's close to your heart. These experiences will help you continue learning and growing while also enriching your life in ways that go beyond traditional education. 10. Never stop dreaming. One of the most powerful aspects of lifelong learning is that it allows you to continue dreaming. Age should never limit your aspirations. No matter how old you are, you can still dream big and pursue new goals. Lifelong learning isn't about finishing something. It's about the journey. As long as you're willing to learn, grow, and explore, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. In the teachings of Buddhism, there is an emphasis on the importance of pursuing your true path in life. It's never too late to begin, and it's never too late to change direction. Stay connected to your passions and dreams, and never stop striving for something greater. In conclusion, the ability to learn is one of the greatest gifts we have, especially as we grow older. Lifelong learning isn't just about acquiring knowledge. It's about staying curious, embracing new experiences, and maintaining mental agility. By continuously learning, you ensure that your mind remains sharp, your heart remains open, and your life remains rich with meaning. This pillar is essential to living a self-reliant, fulfilling life, no matter your age. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep embracing the adventure of life. The wisdom of Buddhism. Letting go of attachments. In Buddhism, there is a simple but powerful teaching that can transform how we approach life, especially as we grow older. Letting go of attachments. But what does this mean, and why is it so important, especially for those of us in our later years? We live in a world where attachment is deeply ingrained in our way of thinking. From a young age, we are taught to attach ourselves to things. Our possessions, our relationships, our jobs, and even our identities. We think that these things define us, and we feel secure when we hold on to them tightly. But what happens when these things start to change, as they inevitably do with time? What happens when we lose a loved one, or our health begins to fail, or when our financial situation takes a turn? If we have attached ourselves too strongly to these things, we are left feeling lost, anxious, and even desperate. This is where Buddhism offers us wisdom that can guide us through these challenges. Buddha taught that attachment is one of the primary sources of suffering. When we hold on too tightly to things, whether they are material possessions, relationships, or even our own identity, we create a sense of fear and insecurity. This is because, deep down, we know that nothing in life is permanent. Everything is constantly changing, and when we try to hold on to things that are meant to change, we set ourselves up for disappointment and pain. The more we cling, the more we suffer. But there is a way to find peace in this uncertainty, by practicing non-attachment. Non-attachment does not mean we should abandon everything or stop caring about anything. It doesn't mean we should be cold or indifferent. On the contrary, it means we learn to appreciate and enjoy things while we have them, without becoming overly attached to them. We understand that all things, whether good or bad, come and go. And by accepting this, we free ourselves from the anxiety of holding on too tightly. Imagine this. You are walking through a beautiful garden, and you see a flower in full bloom. You enjoy its beauty and fragrance, but you don't try to keep the flower forever. You don't demand that it remain the same, nor do you feel sad when it eventually wilts and fades. You simply appreciate the moment and accept the natural course of things. This is how we can approach life itself. We enjoy the moments, the relationships, the successes, and even the challenges, but we don't cling to them. We accept that they are part of life's flow, and that change is inevitable. This teaching becomes even more powerful as we age. In our younger years, we often seek to accumulate more wealth, more possessions, more achievements, and more recognition. But as we grow older, we may realize that these things no longer bring the same joy or meaning. We may begin to question the things we once valued so highly. At this stage in life, the practice of letting go of attachments can lead to a profound sense of freedom and peace. It allows us to embrace what is truly important, our inner peace, our relationships, and our spiritual growth. One of the key aspects of Buddhist teachings is the idea of impermanence, anicca. Everything in life is in a constant state of flux. This is a universal truth. Nothing stays the same forever. Our bodies change, our relationships change, and even our thoughts and emotions change. By understanding and accepting impermanence, we can let go of the need to control or hold on to anything. We can accept life as it is, in its ever-changing form, and find peace in the present moment. This does not mean that we become passive or indifferent. In fact, letting go of attachments makes us more present and engaged in life. When we stop worrying about keeping things the way they are, we are free to fully experience the present moment. We are no longer bogged down by the fear of loss or change. Instead, we can focus on what truly matters, our well-being, our loved ones, and the things that bring us joy. For instance, as we age, we might start to see our children becoming more independent, or we may face the reality that we can no longer do things we once did with ease. These changes can be difficult to accept. However, by practicing non-attachment, we can release the expectation that life should remain as it once was. We can embrace the changes and find peace in the fact that our lives are unfolding exactly as they should. We can give our children the space to live their lives without feeling abandoned. We can accept the changes in our own health or abilities without feeling defeated. Another way that Buddhism helps us let go of attachments is through the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or attachment. When we practice mindfulness, we begin to notice how often our minds attach to thoughts, emotions, or external circumstances. We start to realize that these attachments are the root cause of much of our suffering. By simply observing our thoughts without getting caught up in them, we can begin to loosen our grip on the things that cause us pain. One of the simplest ways to practice mindfulness and non-attachment is through meditation. In meditation, we sit quietly and observe our thoughts as they come and go. At first, our minds may be filled with worries and distractions, but over time, we learn to simply watch these thoughts without attaching to them. We don't try to push them away, nor do we get caught up in them. We simply let them pass, like clouds in the sky. This practice helps us develop the ability to let go of attachments in our daily lives as well. As we grow older, we often begin to look back at our lives. We may feel regret about the things we didn't do, or sorrow for the things we've lost. But Buddhism teaches us to release these attachments to the past. The past is gone, and no amount of regret will change it. Instead of holding on to past mistakes or missed opportunities, we can choose to let go and focus on the present moment. We can embrace the wisdom that comes with age and use it to guide us toward a future that is free from the burden of attachment. Letting go of attachments also means letting go of expectations. Many of us hold on to expectations about how things should be, whether it's about our health, our relationships, or our life's achievements. We expect that things should go a certain way, and when they don't, we feel disappointed or upset. But Buddhism teaches us that expectations are a form of attachment. When we let go of these expectations, we free ourselves from disappointment and open ourselves to the beauty of life as it is. It's important to understand that letting go of attachments doesn't mean we stop caring. On the contrary, it allows us to care more deeply and freely. When we let go of our need to control outcomes, we can experience life with greater compassion, kindness, and joy. We are able to love others without clinging to them. We are able to experience life's pleasures without becoming dependent on them for our happiness. In conclusion, the wisdom of Buddhism teaches us that letting go of attachments is not about giving up on life or resigning ourselves to indifference. It is about understanding the nature of life and embracing its impermanence. It is about finding peace in the present moment and freeing ourselves from the fear of loss. By practicing non-attachment, we can live more fully, with greater freedom, and with a deeper sense of inner peace. As we grow older, this wisdom can become our guide, helping us to navigate the changes in our lives with grace and acceptance. Letting go of attachments is not easy, but it is a path worth walking. And as you move through your later years, may you find the courage to release what no longer serves you, and embraced the freedom that comes with truly living in the moment. Personal stories, inspiration from real-life examples. In this world, it's easy to think we're alone in our struggles, but when we look closely, we see that many people have walked the same path before us. Their stories, their challenges, and their triumphs are often the greatest sources of wisdom we can find. Let me share a few real-life examples of people who, after 60, found strength and independence through the 5 pillars we've discussed earlier. The story of Anil, a lesson in financial independence. Anil, a man in his late 60s, worked his whole life in a government office. He had a steady job, a good salary, and a family who depended on him. However, as he neared retirement, Anil began to feel a sense of unease. He had no savings outside of his pension, and his children had their own lives to lead. The idea of relying on his family for financial support after he retired scared him. Instead of worrying, Anil took action. He began educating himself about personal finance and investment. He spent time learning about mutual funds, real estate, and how to manage his expenses wisely. He also downsized his lifestyle, focusing on what truly mattered to him. By the time he retired, Anil had built a portfolio of small investments that provided him with a steady income, even though he no longer worked. He didn't have to depend on his children or relatives for money, and his peace of mind grew as his financial independence solidified. Anil's story shows that no matter where you start, it's never too late to take control of your finances and plan for a secure future. Rita's journey, the strength of health and wellness. Rita was 62 when she started feeling the weight of her body. Years of neglecting her health began catching up to her. She was tired, sluggish, and often felt out of breath after doing simple tasks. Rita's children, who lived far away, checked in on her, but they had their own busy lives. She realized that if she wanted to feel better, it was up to her to make a change. Rita began with small steps. She started walking every morning, even if it was just for 15 minutes. She changed her diet to include more vegetables and less processed food. Over time, she joined a yoga class, then a swimming group. Slowly but surely, Rita noticed her energy levels rising. She lost weight, gained strength, and most importantly, she regained control over her health. Now, in her late 60s, Rita feels stronger and more vibrant than she did in her 40s. Her health became one of the most powerful pillars of her life, helping her remain independent, physically and emotionally. Rita's story reminds us that our health is one of the greatest assets we have, and we must protect it at all costs. Vijay's path, emotional independence and inner peace. Vijay was a man of great ambition. In his younger years, he worked tirelessly to provide for his family, often sacrificing his own emotional well-being in the process. As he grew older, his children became adults and moved to different parts of the country. He found himself alone in his home, surrounded by quiet and reflection. At first, Vijay struggled. He felt a sense of emptiness and was constantly seeking the approval of others, especially his family. He needed their validation to feel worthy. But over time, he realized that emotional dependence wasn't going to serve him in his later years. So, he decided to look inward. He began reading books on mindfulness and meditation. Vijay joined a local Buddhist community where he practiced mindfulness and learned the importance of accepting himself as he was. He started focusing on the present moment and letting go of the past, no longer burdened by the need for others to define his happiness. Over the next few years, Vijay found peace within himself. His emotional independence gave him the strength to face challenges with a clear mind and a calm heart. Vijay's journey shows that emotional independence doesn't mean being detached from others. It means being in control of your own happiness and well-being. Lila's story, building strong social connections. Lila was in her 60s when she faced an unexpected challenge. Her spouse passed away after many years of marriage. Suddenly, she was alone in a world that had once been filled with love and companionship. Lila's children, who lived in different cities, were supportive but couldn't be there for her every day. At first, Lila felt lost. She missed the connection with her husband, and the loneliness was overwhelming. However, instead of waiting for someone to fill the void, Lila took matters into her own hands. She joined a local community group for seniors, where she met people who shared similar interests and experiences. She became active in a volunteer organization, helping others while building meaningful friendships. Through these connections, Lila found joy again, not by relying solely on her family, but by building a new community of support around her. Lila's story is a powerful reminder that it's never too late to build new relationships. By reaching out and connecting with others, we can create a support network that enriches our lives, no matter our age. Social connections are a vital part of maintaining our emotional health, and they help us grow and thrive even in our later years. Suresh's transformation, lifelong learning, and personal growth. Suresh was a man who had spent his entire career in the same job. He had always been content with his work, but as he entered his 60s, he felt a nagging sense that something was missing. He wanted to keep learning, but he didn't know where to start. One day, Suresh attended a workshop on digital literacy. It was a small step, but it opened a whole new world to him. He started learning about technology, taking online courses, and exploring new subjects that fascinated him. From photography to history, Suresh discovered a love for learning that he hadn't realized was there before. Now, in his 70s, Suresh is more active than ever. He has learned to use modern technology to stay connected with his family, and he continues to explore new hobbies and interests. His passion for learning has given him a sense of purpose and keeps his mind sharp. Suresh's story shows us that it's never too late to learn something new. Lifelong learning is not just for the young. It's for anyone who wants to keep growing, evolving, and staying mentally engaged with the world around them. Final thoughts. The power of personal stories. These real-life examples show us that self-reliance isn't just about doing things alone. It's about finding the inner strength to navigate the challenges that come our way. The stories of Anil, Rita, Vijay, Lila, and Suresh all demonstrate that the 5 pillars of financial stability, health and well-being, emotional independence, social connections, and lifelong learning can guide us through life's later years with grace and confidence. Each of them faced their own struggles, but they didn't let those struggles define them. Instead, they embraced the wisdom that comes with age, made conscious choices, and took control of their own lives. These stories are proof that no matter our age, we have the power to create the life we want, one that's full of purpose, peace, and self-reliance. Let their journeys inspire you to build your own pillars and live your life with the wisdom that only comes from experience. Conclusion. Embracing the journey with wisdom. As we arrive at the final chapter of this exploration, let us pause and reflect on what we've learned. We've uncovered the 5 powerful pillars that will guide you to a life of self-reliance and fulfillment after 60. These pillars, financial stability, health and well-being, emotional independence, social connections, and lifelong learning, are the bedrock upon which a secure and peaceful life can be built. But now, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The importance of embracing this journey with wisdom. In life, especially as we age, there are many things beyond our control. The world changes, our bodies change, and even our relationships may shift in ways we didn't expect. But wisdom teaches us that we can control how we respond to these changes. Just like a river, life moves forward, always flowing toward new challenges and experiences. Yet, much like the water carving its path through stone, we too can shape our lives with the wisdom we gather along the way. In Buddhism, one of the core teachings is the concept of impermanence. This idea reminds us that everything in life is constantly changing. What we have today may not be the same tomorrow, and what we experience now is not forever. Understanding this helps us live in a way that is not attached to outcomes or fearful of the future. We learn to accept that change is inevitable and that it is not the changes themselves that cause us distress, but our resistance to them. This is a lesson that becomes especially important as we grow older. As you approach your later years, the most important thing you can do is embrace these changes with grace. When we resist change, we struggle. But when we accept it, we make room for peace, growth, and deeper wisdom. This is the essence of living in harmony with the flow of life. To embrace the journey with wisdom, you must be willing to let go of the need for control and trust that the path ahead will unfold as it is meant to. Let's think about it. How often do we find ourselves holding on to past expectations? The way we thought life should unfold, the goals we set in our youth, or the plans we had for the future. But as we get older, it's important to shift our perspective. Instead of clinging to what should have been, we must learn to fully embrace what is. The 5 pillars we've discussed, financial stability, health, emotional independence, social connections, and lifelong learning, are not rigid rules but rather tools to help you live in harmony with the natural flow of life. These pillars create a foundation that will support you in your journey, but the true wisdom lies in how you use them. Just as a master craftsman knows the right tools to use in the right way, you too can learn to navigate the later years of your life with skill and mindfulness. Imagine you are standing on the edge of a beautiful mountain, looking at the vast horizon before you. The road ahead may be long, and there may be moments of difficulty, but the journey itself is rich with experience. It's not about reaching the end quickly, but about walking the path with presence, wisdom, and gratitude for each step along the way. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself as you age is the ability to slow down and savor life's simple moments. The wisdom of slowing down is one that many of us forget in our younger years. We often rush through life, trying to achieve more, do more, and be more. But in the later years, the focus shifts. It's no longer about achieving things. It's about experiencing them. It's about appreciating the quiet moments, the beauty in nature, and the love that surrounds you. These are the treasures that truly make life rich. When we practice mindfulness, a key teaching in Buddhism, we learn to be fully present in each moment. We learn to let go of past regrets and future anxieties and instead focus on what is happening right now. This presence allows us to experience life with depth and meaning, no matter our age. As we age, the wisdom of mindfulness can transform how we interact with the world and how we relate to ourselves. At the core of this wisdom is the understanding that life, in all its impermanence, is beautiful. Each moment is fleeting, and that's what makes it precious. Embracing the journey with wisdom means recognizing that every phase of life has value. It's not just the moments of youth or success that matter. It's every step along the way. Every wrinkle, every change in the body, every new experience is part of the story of your life. The wisdom lies in seeing the beauty in it all, in accepting the full spectrum of your human experience. As you live out the years after 60, remember that the 5 pillars are not just about creating stability, they are about creating freedom. Freedom to live life on your terms, freedom to let go of dependence on others, and freedom to enjoy the things that truly matter. These pillars, rooted in the wisdom of self-reliance, are not walls that limit you but rather a foundation that supports your growth. Your journey doesn't end at 60. It's a new chapter, one filled with opportunities for growth, connection, and self-discovery. The wisdom you've gained over the years has prepared you for this moment. You are capable, resilient, and worthy of the best that life has to offer. Embrace the adventure ahead, knowing that each day brings with it new chances to deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. In Buddhism, the idea of living in the present moment, or mindful living, helps us to understand that the future is not something we need to worry about. It will come, just as the past has already passed. What matters most is how we approach the present, how we live in the now. So, as you walk through the later years of your life, be present with your thoughts, actions, and feelings. Embrace the wisdom that comes with age, and allow it to guide you toward a life of peace and fulfillment. Remember, your family will always be there in their own way, but your true support system lies within you. You are the master of your journey. And as you approach each day with mindfulness, self-reliance, and the wisdom of the 5 pillars, you will not just survive the years ahead, you will thrive in them. So, take a deep breath, look forward to the journey, and embrace it with the wisdom that only age can bring. The path is yours to walk, and it's never too late to begin.